Alrighty then, welcome on in. I call this one Get Purged. This is actually this particular sketch. Let me give you the particular bona fides for this one. It is done in Procreate on the iPad using the Apple Pencil, iPad early generation, like iPad Pro specifically. And this is in one of the first sketches that I were ever to render in Procreate. And I thought I would share this. The Procreate app it's been updated and it's tremendous right now. But this is me kind of feeling it out, and this is me learning which particular brushes I want to use, and this is something I highly recommend for all of those who are uninitiated to the program. But it is not solely limited to those who render digitally. Hopefully there are you can glean some little bit of tidbits and some tips and advice on terms of inking. Process-wise, let's get into that, the bona fides of that. Obviously, in Procreate, it's a digital app, so therefore it allows you to have some layering. And as you can see, I can zoom in and zoom out. That's a huge factor in making the workflow really comfortable and really easy to to play around with. And I'll be honest with you, it has turned into somewhat of my daily driver, if you will, for the artwork. Once I sort of realized that yes, I can replicate what I do with actual pen and ink, which is the point of me sharing this with you. Once I realized I could actually replicate that, the effects, and do what I just did there. See how I shifted the hand down? I literally just selected the hand and moved it over because I felt like it'd be a better position. That unfortunately cannot do in real world drawings. Certainly I could thicken the lines like I've done there, and I can take away, I can erase away the pencil sketch, that sort of underdrawing that you saw there, and I can thicken the lines as I'm doing here, as I just mentioned. But you cannot, in the real world, shift and move things around unless you want to take out an X-Acto knife and kind of cut pieces of paper and cut parts of the artboard to kind of make it work. So that is the reasoning why you see a lot of artists are using Procreate. It's just the sheer convenience of it. And it, again, it's become my daily driver, so I actually use it for my professional work. So suffice to say, whatever amount of money you pay for Procreate, I don't know because I bought it so long ago, I don't know, $9 or $10 or whatever it is. It could be $20, it could be $1,000. It has paid itself off a millionfold, which hopefully is an exaggeration. I hope you understand that that's an exaggeration. Anyways, so what I'd like you guys to do is A, download Procreate, it's worth it, and B, come along with me while I sort of get the feel for how to present, how to best work in Procreate, how to help those who already do maybe enhance their workflow. And for those who are new to it, I could gladly give you sort of an introduction to all the tips and tricks and tools that I have added to my toolbox over the last, 2 years now. Again, another important feature of this app is on this little Get Purged character is the ability to layer, as I mentioned earlier. The fact that I have that loose pencil sketch done on its own layer, add a layer on top, and because in Procreate the new line art is essentially on a transparent background, it does not, on its own layer, does not, it will cover over the art. If you select a darker color, the preliminary sketch art, that pencil sketch art, it'll cover it. But what it will do is it'll be transparent. By that I mean it doesn't fill in block shapes of a background. It's literally just the line art only, or the paint only, or whatever medium you're working in. It's that only on its own new independent layer, which is hugely important, and it really is helpful when you're rendering this kind of stuff. So you can see me doing the shadowing. Again, that is on its own layer, separate, independent of the thick black line art, and independent of the pencil sketch, the underdrawing, which I essentially just took that layer and selected the visual icon to mean that it is no longer visible, if you catch my meaning. And the thing I often like to do on my sketches, I throw this kind of white outer outline. It's purely a stylistic thing. I think it adds this sort of like separation from the art and its background. And whereas I'm rendering this thing not fairly, it is monochromatic. That's that sort of mustardy yellow color. I thought it'd be nice to separate both the line art and that shading from the background. And in doing so, it creates sort of what is called kind of like what is affectionately referred to as a sticker effect. I'm sure you guys have gotten die cut stickers before, or if you have not, write into me actually, and I will send you one. I've got my own SketchyGOichie die cut stickers, and anybody who's a subscriber, I'll gladly send you one. Just email me your address at my email is sketchygoichie@gmail.com. Email me your address if you're a subscriber, and I'll send you a free sticker, which is die cut. And it's an easy die cut. It's basically just a circle. It's my logo, and tell your friends if they want to subscribe, and I'll send them a cute little sticker as well. But back to this sticker. It's really, again, stylistic thing. I like to add that white highlight around everything. It's not to indicate that it's glowing. It's not to indicate anything beyond just a stylistic choice. And here I'm just kind of buttoning up, maybe adding an extra layer of dark shadow. Unnecessary, but fun. A lot of times what is necessary is what is fun. This wasn't done. This wasn't a job. It wasn't a character creation project. It literally is just, all right, let me open up I'm new to the program. Let me open up a document and start rendering and see what comes out. And it's a little wonky in certain areas. I love that word, wonky. And it's a little funky, and then maybe the proportions are off, but who cares? I'm literally just drawing for fun. The fact that I'm sharing with you means that I'm happy enough with it. You can see me there. That's another benefit of working digitally, is me adjusting. You notice I adjust the shadow color to make it a little less intense, and I think it created a better contrast. I thought it was a little too tonal. You'll hear me use that phrase a lot, where it's like everything is like the same tone, and it kind of doesn't allow your eye to see anything. Doesn't allow your eye to see the darkest points or the lightest lights, because if everything's at the same tone, you lose that contrast. And here's me playing around with the tone of the yellow and monkeying around with the intensity of it and shifting the position of the character. Something you can all do, and I'd love you all to live your moment, and happy sketching. All right, peace.